Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the top 10 features of the 2024 Honda Accord EX. But before we begin, I would love to say a huge thank you and shout out to Impex Auto Sales in Greensboro, North Carolina for the opportunity to film this Honda Accord EX. I'll be sure to leave all of Impex Auto Sales contact information, including their website, in the description box below. Number 10 is a capless fuel filler. The other thing about this one is, as long as the doors are unlocked, all you have to do is push in the door and then it opens right up, but you can see that there is no cap. It has a cover here so that whenever you're finished filling your tank, all you do is push it back in. But look, there is no cap, so you don't have to fumble with a cap. All you have to do is put the nozzle in, do your thing in filling up the tank, pull the nozzle back out, hang it up, and then boom, you're good to go. Number 9, acoustic windshield. So there is an acoustic laminate that is embedded in the windshield that makes it so that wind noise is reduced, which thereby makes the cabin quieter. Number 8, there are 2 dials on the steering wheel, one on the left side and one on the right side. Whenever you roll this one on the left side, it corresponds with information in the tachometer, inside the tach. And then whenever you roll the right one, it corresponds with information that is on the inside of the speedometer. It makes it so that you can customize the displays. Check this out. On the left side, you can customize the display, FM, AM, USB, Bluetooth. And it makes it so that you can use just one quick little click and you can change what is displayed right here. So look, I just hit Bluetooth. And so right there, it is showing me right now what is playing on Bluetooth. Then I can go over here on the right side and it has to do more with speed and driver attention, safety, seat belts, maintenance, safety support. That's really nice. All the lane mitigation and all the things that are on this Honda Accord by standard, which is super nice. And brightness setting, vehicle stability settings, and then you can just click that and tire pressure monitor system, and it makes it super nice. And this is so easy to operate. These 2 little wheels that control so much information inside the displays, inside the tach and the speedometer. Number 7 is near and dear to my heart because Honda doesn't charge you for it. In fact, it's right there on the key fob, and that's going to be remote start. And I love it. It's summertime as I'm filming this video, and a lot of people equate remote start to being used in the wintertime so that when you go out to your car, it's warm. I use it in all seasons because whenever it's summertime, like it is here in North Carolina, and it's 92 degrees with 100% humidity today, there's nothing nicer than going out to your car and the AC is on for you. So all you do to activate remote start is to make sure that the doors are locked. And the doors are now locked, right? And then you press the little circle icon and you just hold it. And now the car is running. And so now when I go out, it's not sweat fest, and I get into the car and it's nice and cool. Number 6 is LED everything. As far as lights are concerned, on the outside, you can see the LED turn signals blinking right there, but also check out the LED headlights that are nice and bright and bold and beautiful. And it also has automatic high beams, and that is such an easy, nice, functional feature. Let's take a look at the rear LED lights as well. You see your rear LED lights, the turn signals are blinking right there, and then you've got this beautiful LED configuration that goes all the way across, only broken by the Honda emblem, but it goes all the way across there as well too, and that just looks super cool at night. Number 5 is all about safety. It has something called Honda Sensing. And my goodness, I don't know that there is a manufacturer out there today that is putting on their vehicles as standard equipment a safety system that has as much as this has, and it's just mind-blowing. The beauty of the Honda Sensing system is that it's going to greatly decrease the likelihood of you getting into an accident in the first place if you're using it properly and you're obeying traffic laws, but it's also easy to use. Let me give you a quick 30,000 foot view of the Honda sensing system in number 5. Okay, so I'm under safety support. Remember, you roll the little dial on the right side of the steering wheel and you get to safety support here, and then you can actually push the dial in, and then you can go down here and you can see road departure mitigation, blind spot information system, collision mitigation braking system, and you can see the little blinking icons that represent what it's going to be doing. And this is how you actually activate and deactivate the feature there. Then you can see down by the odometer where it says 75 miles, and you see there is a green car icon with a green ring around it. That just means that all of these features are activated. We're going to also look at these icons right here. So you can press this button and it activates and deactivates lane keep. And then you can also activate and deactivate the adaptive cruise. So this is like the distance that it's going to follow between you and the vehicle in front of you once you have the radar cruise control active, which is right there. So continuing down this incredible list, you've got road departure mitigation, lane departure warning, forward collision warning, adaptive cruise, lane keeping system, traffic sign recognition, blind spot info, cross traffic monitor, traffic jam assist, and automatic high beams. Like I said, this safety system is standard. Number 4 is not something that Honda did on purpose necessarily. It's not like a feature that they show on the website or anything. It's just basically an observation that I have made, and that is a back to basics interior design, and I mean that in a really, really good way. Let's take a look at what I mean. Now, as I've mentioned, this one is an EX, so it's not gonna have all of the bells and whistles that the other ones are gonna have, especially like the touring one. I do love the back to basics interior design on this vehicle. You can see the screen here. It's nothing fancy. It is touchscreen, it is color, it does Bluetooth, it does all the things that you're going to need it to do. That's great, but then you can take a look down here and you can see that there's not just buttons for the sake of buttons, and Honda has been kind of bad about that in years past. Especially I've got a 2014 Honda Pilot and there's just buttons for everything. They're everywhere. This is beautiful, nice, clean design, heated seats, climate controls, big knobs that make it so easy to work. You've got power outlets down here, the shifting, nice and easy. And so you can see that it's not sparse, but it has everything that you need it to have without buttons just to show off that, you know, they can do it. And I love that because there seemed to be several years where manufacturers were competing with each other to see how many features they could add on their car, where they could actually be combining buttons and even totally doing away with silliness. And Honda has taken notes, and they have seen that, you know, it's not about showing off and being flashy. It's about the driver experience, getting in and being able to use your car easily and well. And that's what the Honda Accord EX does extremely well. Back to basics. Number 3 on our list is interior room and cargo room. You can see here, and by the way, I'm 6'3". You can see I have a hat on, but look at the headroom. That's good headroom, especially when I put my hat back on. I have great leg room. There's probably 4 to 5 inches between my knees and the dash. That's all I need. The steering wheel is adjusted perfectly to where I would normally drive. The seat is adjusted perfectly to where I would normally drive. And I feel like it's absolutely cavernous, and this is amazing for a vehicle that's not a huge vehicle. I mean, it's a Honda Accord. You know what they're like, right? But here's where this thing really shines. This is comfortable and all. Interior is great up front. Let's take a look at the rear or at the rear space for your back passengers. It's absolutely amazing. By the way, we're not there yet, but the trunk has class-leading cargo space. Pretty good stuff. Let's look at the back. This never happens. I have 3 to 4 inches of leg room. I can put my legs together. So right now it's adjusted for a 6'3" person to be driving. And now I am comfortably sitting back here behind a 6'+ driver. There's limited headroom. Of course, I have my hat on, but there is, I mean, look, it's not like I'm rubbing the roof or anything. Here is a kind of a negative about the rear. I know we're talking about space, but there's no vent in the back here. There's no AC vent for the back. And that might be fine, okay, but that's kind of a negative to me. You need ventage back here in the back. But as far as room is concerned, my goodness, it's got great rear seat room, great front seat room. Now I've already been talking about the trunk. Let's take a look at the trunk space, or the cargo space. Okay, moving around to the trunk. This trunk is so impressive. There's a little rubber button directly under the Honda emblem, and all you do is squeeze it, and the trunk pops open automatically. I love that feature. Right now you are looking at 16.7 cubic feet of cargo space. That is plenty enough for a couple of golf bags at least. That is a class-leading space in your trunk. You also have a lever here that you can pull and lay down the seat so that you have a trunk pass-through to store even more items. What a great trunk space. Number 2 on the list is ACE body structure, and ACE stands for Advanced Compatibility Engineering. This is not a feature you can really look at. You're gonna have to take my word for it or just Google it, but it's a fantastic safety-minded process, I guess you could say. Let's take a look at that. Or not a look, but a talk. Let's just have a talk about ACE. ACE is designed to absorb, deflect, disperse, and dissipate forces associated with a collision before they deform the passenger compartment. So in other words, ACE is an amalgamation of various things that basically do everything they can possibly do to keep the cabin intact in the event of a collision. You hear it all the time. Honda brags about all of their safety things, all of their safety awards, whether it's the Highway Institute or whether it's JD Power and Associates and all that stuff. Again, one of those things that you don't have to take my word for. You can go look up. But Honda is renowned for safety, and this ACE format basically is going to do everything it can to mitigate the cabin absorbing any type of force. It's going to absorb structural forces, structural damage and everything in order to do everything it can to keep that cabin intact, keeping you safe. That's a pretty cool system. And the number 1 feature of the 2024 Honda Accord EX is this little 1.5-liter direct injection VTEC turbocharged engine. This thing produces 192 horsepower with matching torque. That's right, 192 pound-foot of torque. And as you know, if you've seen any of my videos in the past, I love it when torque matches or exceeds horsepower, because that's when you have that fun factor of it pulling you back in your seat. And because this has a fantastic little turbocharged engine, that's why you have that torque that is so high. You also have fantastic super fast turbo activation. I think that's a term that I just made up, but the turbo works really, really well in this thing. It's crazy responsive. So instead of just looking at the engine, let's hop in and take it for a ride so you can see what I'm talking about. And here we go, all the way on the floor. And see, even though, God, I felt like it kicked in again, and that's 63 right there. And even though it has the continuous variable transmission, Honda has seemed to engineer some type of way in there that it almost feels like it's shifting a little bit. I can't explain it, but it feels really good. It's not a bad thing. As you can hear, you could probably hear the engine, and it does sound like it's, you know, the little engine that could. It's obviously a 4-cylinder, but the turbo does a lot for this. The engine right now is not struggling in any way. I'm going 64 miles per hour, and it's great. Very little wind noise. You may be able to hear a little bit of tire noise, but there's a difference between wind and tire noise. And because of that acoustic laminated front windshield, or the windshield, the glass, it's got very, very little wind noise, which means, as you can tell by my talking volume, you're going to be able to just have a regular conversation in this vehicle without having to struggle over talking over wind. The engine is off right now, and I'm starting to kind of get used to that. And there it is. It just cut right back on when I took my foot off the brake. Okay, I'm going to put it on the floor. Here we go. You hear that? It almost sounds like it's changing gears. Ooh, that's pretty good. It takes a little bit to wind up. It's not a Porsche. You're not out here to, you know, thrash or anything. But the point that I just made is it's there when you need it. You're on the interstate and you're trying to merge. It's going to have all the power that you need. That's no problem at all. And I like that, the fact that when you really mash on it for a good little bit, it sounds like it's changing gears. I hope that you were able to hear that. The thing about the EX is it does not have like a sport mode. That's okay. It's just got basically a single drive mode. And again, I'm really liking how the turbo system works in this. It's not like punchy. It's a smooth delivery, but it's a quick delivery. And there is a little bit of a learning curve to the way the turbo works, but it's nothing dramatic. And it's just got a really good feel to it. This would be a car that would be totally enjoyable to take on the Blue Ridge Parkway, or on a nice road that's curvy. Again, you're not going to be thrashing it around corners and everything, but it's capable. It's got a good feel to it. It's, dare I say, a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with less than 200 horsepower is fun to drive. It's totally enjoyable. Okay, we're gonna open it up one last time. Here we go. That's really nice. The power is super smooth, and it's really drawn out, but it's fine. It's totally capable. It actually puts a little bit of a smile on my face. I don't mind that a bit. And for a car that that has a starting MSRP for barely under $30,000, that's impressive. This thing has got a lot of goods. It brings a lot to the table, and I really enjoy this vehicle. I'm really recommending this thing. I know this was a top 10, but you know, this number 1 is the drive and the engine setup and everything, and this is not too shabby, Honda Accord. This is pretty nice, and this is great to think that this is one model up from the base model. You know, of course, in the Honda Accord naming nomenclature, it starts with LX and ends with Touring. This one is the EX, which is one step up from the LX, and it's a great car. I really enjoy it. I've enjoyed it driving it for a few days. It would be great on a long trip. It would be great all around town. It's capable in the power department. I can't recommend it highly enough. Okay, everybody, that's going to do it for our look at the top 10 features, in my opinion, of the 2024 Honda Accord EX. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would also love to hear your feedback. Are there things that I should have covered? Are there things I should not have covered? Please be sure to leave your feedback so that I can make better videos in the future in the comments section below. And again, I would like to say a huge thank you to Impex Auto Sales in Greensboro, North Carolina for the opportunity to film this Honda Accord. I'll be sure to leave all of Impex Auto Sales contact information, including their website, in the description box below. But remember, the most important thing, everybody, have a wonderful day.